So, welcome to another episode of Cryptotalks Wednesdays, and it's another very exciting episode. Today we have great guests, great topics. Launching a topic of the metaverse with our esteemed guest Nico with Blockchain Valley. Understand more what's happening on that space. What is he innovating? When is the launch date? And all of those information. Also, we will be having Marilyne with us to discuss some crypto legal. She's a legal expert into the world of crypto, one of the few actually in the world that she's specialized in this space. So, meanwhile, also as usual, we will be having Tay. So let's have our guest, and from there on, we will host Tay. Just let me do a small intro. I want you to stay with us today. We will be launching our end of year competition for next week. So we are very excited for that. So you will be winning some USDT with us as usual, as we got as every time. We're trying to give back. So yeah, and then uh, let's go. Don't forget today that at actually in 1 hour or actually 30 minutes, Metapreneur will be launching their own NFT, the Metapreneur NFT, a unique 11.111 NFTs to join the club of the future of entrepreneurs on the NFT side. So again, do stay with us to know more about the competition and what's gonna happen. Meanwhile, let me welcome our guest. Welcome, Nico, to Crypto Talks. We are
My pleasure, Rudy.
super happy to have you here.
My pleasure, Rudy.
So, Nico, please introduce yourself so our audience can understand more. Who is Nico? What is Blockchain Valley? What are you trying to achieve? What is the project? I've met you in Jitex, and we've met you in Blockchain Abu Dhabi, and I've met you different places. Also, you have a very clear project in your hands. Share with us and tell us more.
Okay, first of all, for your followers that don't know me yet, if you're wondering where my voice is, my wife sold it as an NFT, so it's somewhere floating on the blockchain. Now, I'm Nico. I'm the CEO of Blockchain Valley and Blockchain Valley Virtual. So, Blockchain Valley itself is a smart city that we are going to build in 2022. We'll start near to the capital of Bulgaria, Sofia, 18 kilometers from the capital. And the whole smart city, we see in a smart city, the missing link is blockchain. So, basically, we will build it on the Solana blockchain. And before Corona, so in 2019, I was already working on metaverse things, but more on the virtual concerts. And when Corona started, I thought, well, if we are going to build this city, I should see it bigger. I should not only focus on virtual concerts, but I should make a one-on-one copy of what we are going to build in real. Now, if you compare this with other metaverses, it's very unique because, like this, you can have interaction with the real world and the metaverse. For example, if we do a concert or NFT museum or something in the real world, at the same moment, we can have the same happening in the virtual space. So people that cannot attend in the real world, they can still attend in the virtual world. Now, what is further unique about our metaverse is that we are building it in Unreal Engine. So it will be very realistic. It will be like a high-end computer game. I see a lot of other metaverses out there that are a bit Minecraft. So we are going for more details and things that already built. Why is that so important? Because we will reach a bigger audience like that, because you not only have people that are used to do things in Minecraft, but you already have other people too that can buy a virtual villa or a virtual real estate that is based on the real project we are building. Another great aspect of that is, of course, that it's also more limited than in other metaverses, because in other metaverses you can keep on building, while with us it's limited to what we are building in the reality. What we are building in the reality, that's what we have also in the metaverse. So that's a short version of what we do. There will be a lot of things in the metaverse. Social media, there will be NFT auctions. We see it wider than only art and music, and so artists will have the opportunities to make virtual skins, virtual wearables, gadgets, and so for the avatars. So people that are interested in NFTs, especially in creating them, will give them a wider aspect of doing things in the metaverse. Of course, gamification will be a big deal. So that's more or less, in short, what we are doing at the moment.
Oh, so I think I love the concept that you are not taking it from one aspect. Was it the metaverse? You're integrating NFT, you're integrating persons, you're integrating many different aspects, and this is very unique, I guess, versus the other projects. So I'm really interested, to see it live, and what's the aspect of it. And one thing I liked what you mentioned, that the engine is gonna be a real life simulation, not some 2D effect, bad graphics, or because this is what we are facing today. We're talking about the meta, and we have all of the advancements of all of the technologies, but yet we are still stuck somewhere in a 2D aspect, low quality and low resolution.
I
And
think this has to do that many metaverses, they rely on the internet connection, while with us, every user will have to download an app first on the phone or on the desktop laptop, where you already have the biggest thing of the maps, the avatars, the clothes of the avatars. Already on your device, so that you only have to go to the cloud, have connection with the cloud for the interaction. That's why we can do better graphics than in other metaverses.
okay, very interesting point. Nico, I when I saw you in Jitex, um, I remember you were cloning yourself. Can you tell us more about this? What is that also new technology that the guys are offering, and then hopefully it will be integrated also in your project?
Yeah, so we understand that not everybody will have the budget to clone themselves, because of course that will not be a free option, because it's a lot of work to make from somebody a real avatar. Now, I think everything in life starts with a dream. And when I was small, when I was a kid, I was a big dreamer. My mother always said that I had too much fantasy and that I should not dream so much. But when I got my first Game Boy, my Nintendo Game Boy, I was always dreaming to be part of the game. And, this is coming to reality, because you saw in Abu Dhabi, for example, me and Dwayne, somebody from the team, we were on the LED walls. We were basically part of the game, the gamification in our metaverse, because it's a one-on-one copy of ourselves that we put as an avatar in the metaverse. Now, this is, of course, something amazing, because this means that you also will always be there for the rest of time. Because when you're actually one day, you're not here anymore, your family, friends, and so on, they will still be able to meet you in the metaverse. Yeah, we are even going to do things that people can record messages and so on, that if they ever die, that they can still communicate with their loved ones and so on. So this is a lot of ideas that we are working in, and this is possible with this, we call it NFT of yourself. So we basically make a custom avatar of yourself.
Yeah, Unreal Metaverse and Solana. This is Dwayne. Hi, Dwayne. Yeah, Dwayne. I've been chatting with Dwayne for a while, for since last week now. So also he's, I think, part of the team, and then yeah, great work. So tell us more about Blockchain Valley. When, how, what is the, is it gonna be a physical thing? Is it gonna be only a virtual world? All of those specifics that you're gonna go in.
Well, first I will come back what Wayne is saying. Also, a very important thing is that we're building everything on Solana. The reason which we took Solana is because Solana is very fast, especially if you want to do things like we are doing, very high quality with Unreal. You want speed, you want reliability, you want where the hype is, and the hype is also on Solana. A lot of developers are coming to the Solana network, what is of course also very important to support the community, to support all the things that are happening. So that's why we choose Solana. Now to come back to your question, like I said, we are building the boat. So we are building the real city. We are busy. Maybe I can show you. We are in the last process with the architects for the building permits. So next year we will start building the first city, Sofia, Bulgaria. Why Sofia? Why Bulgaria? Because I'm not a Bulgarian, I'm from Belgium, but I moved 12 years ago. I moved to Sofia, and the reason is because after the bank crisis of 2008, a lot of the big multinational companies, they were moving to Bulgaria to save money. Bulgaria is the cheapest tax in whole Europe, the lowest salaries, but they offer a lot of quality, especially in the IT field. Bulgaria is in the top 5 in the world. So I moved 12 years ago here. So 2 years ago, there came a plot of 2 million square meter on my path, and I was thinking then, hey, let's do the same like Silicon Valley, but then for blockchain, let's make a blockchain valley. And it is a valley, so it's just outside of the capital, Sofia. It's in a nice valley surrounded by beautiful nature. So there we're gonna build the physical city. It's a smart city, very important, all on blockchain technology. And in the same time, we are launching the virtual. Now, we are launching the virtual first. In January, we will start to launch already the marketplace. In Q2 of 2022, we will even launch the metaverse. So we are quite far with that. And then in Q2, we will also start building the real city.
So you're actually full designing, full working now, all of the team getting the licenses and so on. So there's
Yes.
a lot of hype about it, especially now that NFT also another hype, working on it. Facebook. What do you have as a comment? I wanted to ask you about Solana. I'll get back to that. But first, I wanted to ask you, what do you think when what is your opinion maybe when Facebook came in and then they had started advertising the word Meta as their own, and then trying to build that future, and then while you were already working on that for years.
Yeah, to be honest, I had to laugh with that because it's like they invented the hot water. That's first. Second of all, the dinosaurs, they're already extinct. Yeah. For me, Facebook is already extinct too. I think this is the last breath to get in a space that they don't know how to get in. I think it's more a media thing to get out of the bad publicity that going on the last weeks and months. What I mean with the dinosaurs are extinct is we had Web 1 on the start of the internet. We are now Web 2. Everything with metaverse, NFTs, and so on. It will be Web3. So Facebook will never go to Web3 because it's fully decentralized. It's open source. That's something they don't follow, of course, because they don't want to be decentralized. So, yeah, ask yourself the question: do you want your NFTs or your crypto to be on Facebook?
It's a good question, I think. And lastly, I want to ask you also before we move on. You mentioned about Solana. You mentioned about that you needed an infrastructure to help you for the future, and this is why you chose actually Solana. And I wanted to find out what technology you were using. What makes really Solana today different than others? Why have you really chosen? Is there anything beyond the technology or the speed? Any benefits we're not seeing, maybe you are seeing, and then trying to maybe guide the whole space going into Solana or other also good projects?
Well, to be honest, we chose Solana because you saw this year there was a big hype around Solana. But like I said, for us, the most important is the transaction speed. It's one of the highest out there. It's permissionless and open source. It's highly scalable. So that's one of the things. But also the cost, let's be honest, if you want to be with NFTs and so on, you don't want... especially artists that just start, they don't want to pay $150 or something gas fee to mint something. So that's also one of the things. There are so many reasons we choose for Solana. If you go to my LinkedIn profile, you will find even a whole document saying why we choose for Solana.
Oh, great. Nico, I shared your LinkedIn on our chat for all our guests and owners. We have more than 200 plus users now watching. What do you say to them? What is that message regarding the future, if you want? That because you had a futuristic mind to go into that space, and you are seeing actually the future. What do you have as a message for them, and what do you want to share with them?
Well, the reason for us that we started all of this, and I think I speak now for all my team, is because we had a feeling that the world leaders are failing us. Our planet is dying. We have problems with the Earth, and we wanted to make sure we leave the planet a better place for our kids than we received it. And we think, because we even say most of the times not smart city but conscious city, because with the blockchain technology combined with the smart cities of the future, we can contribute to a better planet. For example, there was so many forests removed of the earth for farming, yeah. But today, we have vertical farming, so you can build in the height and you can give back forests to the world. Now we have a campaign, and I can tell you we were way before some other parties out there like Cardano that say now adopt a tree. We did that already a year before. But we saw that people, when they have to sponsor a tree, they cannot see it, they cannot visualize it. So we are now developing a thing, adopt a tree in the metaverse. Why? Because people can see that tree grow, they can see the forest grow, and they will have benefits from that tree. We will put fruits on the tree that they can harvest to use to buy skins and so on. With the money that we make from those trees, we're gonna make the trees in the real world, yeah? So, like I said, with our metaverse, there will be a lot of interaction with the real world. We can do that also with schools. You have a lot of areas in the world that have no access to schools because they are too poor and the school is too far. But if they have 1 or 2 laptops in the village, a whole class can follow virtual classes. Kids with, for example, autism, they struggle with social skills. They can learn that they can practice this in the VR with an avatar. So if you ask me what is the future for us, it's not only making money, it's making impact, it's doing something back for the world, and that's easy. With blockchain and smartness, you can do a lot back for the world instead of only making money.
Yeah, I think it's a very good message, and hopefully, whoever is working in that space to try to really benefit from it, not just take it as a word and then continue, because there's a lot to learn now. And then following that hype is really something, but in the same time, we need to credibilize and create a good story or a good use case for all of that hype that we are today, facing and working
Yes.
on.
And another message that we have is we see other projects that are very like putting a wall around them. We like to work with others. When we see startups coming to us on an event and say, can I be part of this? Of course, if we want to change the world, we will do it together, not all separate. We have to work together. So we will make APIs that other projects can make benefit from our metaverse that we are creating, from our marketplace, so they can join and make a difference.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you for that. One last thing. I don't know if you mentioned the date. When is the launch? When is, what's next? What is the next event also for Blockchain Valley? If you mind, I know you were last week with Dubai Blockchain and Abu Dhabi Blockchain Summit. So also, what's next on those events?
Well, I think we will be in the Middle East from end of February till end of March, because they ask us for one after the other event. Why are we so much in the Middle East is because in the Middle East is where everything is happening at the moment. I see that the Middle East want to be leaders in the blockchain world. So a lot of VCs and so are there. So that's why we also choose to have a good presence there. So we will be most of the times there. What are we doing now? What are the next steps is we did the last year a lot of work, because we see a lot of projects. They build first a community and then they still have to build the project, and maybe the project never happens. We did it different. We first build the project that we have showcases, that we have demos to show, that everybody understands us, what we are doing. We are actually now starting to build our community because we didn't focus on that, and we are doing that right now. So the launch of the virtual token will be Q1 of 2022. When we have all the building permits and so on, we will start to write also the white paper of our smart cities, because that will be with a security token. So the virtual is a utility token. The smart city itself is a security token. So from the moment the white paper is done, we will also launch the smart city, so also in 2022.
One last question. You mentioned, which I really have to ask you about this, that you will be staying a lot, I think, today more, and there's a big hype in the Middle East. What do you think about Binance moving there now officially, and then trying to promote, more of the crypto world?
Like I said, for me, it's all signs that the Middle East is getting that, because what we see in Europe is that most countries are against crypto, against blockchain, against change, especially the banks. If you do in Europe transactions from an exchange or something, there is a quite big risk that your bank account will be closed, that the bank close you and say, we don't want anything to do with crypto, search another bank. And I think the difference is that the Middle East, they already understand that you cannot stop this, so it's better to work with it and to make something huge and something big from it. We even introduced you in the Middle East because again, it's all about impact. We have a partner for the people that visit our website. You can see them in our partners. It's called Groasis. It's to do with those trees we do. It's basically a genius invention. It's like a box, and it catches the water out of the atmosphere. And like this, there is like on the bottom of that box is a rope, and it releases the water that it catches out of the atmosphere very slowly. So the tree that you plant is growing very deep, the roots, and is searching eventually its own water, even in the desert. So even in the region in the Middle East, we can make from deserts forest again. Forest bring birds, brings insects, brings everything, and it starts to make an ecosystem. It will cool down the region, because if you attract a lot of business and if you want to be the hub of the world, you also have to think, are people going to want to live here in 10, 15 years if the climate keeps on warming? So even there we want to make an impact, because with the money of the trees, so part is going to those boxes, part is going to the tree itself, and part is going to make, we are going to make blockchain technology that we can track the seed till the tree is fully grown, to see which trees are growing best in hot climates, how much water do they need, and so on. So these are all things we want to do to make an impact for the world.
Thank you, Niko, really, for being with us today. I had the pleasure to meet you in person, and I think I'm doing a small TikTok movie about all of the people that I have bumped into, because I think for me 2021 was a year of reconnecting and talking about the people. And I'm really glad of bumping into you and introducing me to many people in your stand, also in Dxtalks. One of them is Didi Tahitu, a great guy, and the many others. I would like to thank you in my name and the name of Tay about being with us today and giving us the time.
And like I said, we are very soon back there, so I will be happy to introduce you a lot more people. Because that's the point. We are going to change the world, not alone, but by sharing, because sharing is caring.
Yeah, I totally believe that, by the way. The more, because I teach courses also, I teach many different things, and then they come and tell me, why are you guys teaching? Why are you giving all of that info? We always believe in knowledge transfer and knowledge sharing, but in the same time, it's about that's every single person's will to change, will to do something. I can give you all the information, but if you don't do with it something, it's not gonna be any importance. So thank you. I'm just checking if there's any real question for you. Thank you. There's a lot of good words for you in the chat. I'd like to thank you personally for being with us, and hopefully we'll see you soon in Dubai and beyond. Now
for sure. It will be our pleasure. Guys, thank you for having me, and we will talk very soon again.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
So that's our special guest. We have another one coming in a few minutes. If you want to follow Niko, here we go. Follow Niko on LinkedIn. This is Niko De Jonghe. As they indicated, this is a Dutch name, but he's not Dutch. He's close by to the Dutch side. So soon we will be having Marilyne also to join us to talk about some legal aspects. Meanwhile, Tay, you can proceed until we have our guest.
مساء الخير رودي. Good evening everyone. مساء الخير لكل الناس اللي عم تتابعنا على Dxtalks. الأسبوع 51 من السنة، بعد عنا أسبوع واحد ومننهي سنة 2021. مثل ما عودناكم منبلش بنبذة كتير سريعة عن الأسعار. اليوم البيتكوين عم يرجع يحاول يكسر حاجز $50,000. المحاولات قائمة، نحن على $49,215. ايثيريوم رجع لمستوياته القديمه على ال 4000 4030 4050. باينانس كمان بعده محافظ على المستوى المعتاد تبعه لشهر 12 وشهر 11 على 550 ل 575 دولار. المفاجأة كانت مع لونا قرب على 90 دولار. لونا كان unstoppable بهيدا الشهر، يمكن الكريبتو كارنسي الوحيدة يلي حققت أرباح حلوة للهولدرز اوف لونا، دي لوناتكس نحن اللي بنقول لهم. سو كونجراتس لكل الناس يلي مع لونا باجز يلي بتحمل دي لونا كريبتو كارنسي، لانه it was a rewarding journey for لونا. مع انه هيدا الشهر كمان شفنا انتهاء بولكا دوت من البروجكت تبعهم، يعني صار لهم هن 5 سنين عم يشتغلوا على البولكا دوت بلوك تشين. بشهر 12 2021 انتهت التكنيكال او الديفلوبمنت رود ماب لبولكا دوت. it is fully functional و fully released، وابتداء من 2022 حنشوف بولكا دوت منافس شرس مع ايثيريوم مع باينانس وغيره من البلوك تشينز يلي عندهم خاصيه او ميزه السمارت كونتراكتس. مع انه يعني سعر بولكا دوت بعده تحت ال 30 دولار، ولكن it was a big milestone for Polkadot to achieve its technical goals. ننتقل لجلاس نود. بهيدا الاسبوع، نحن الاسبوع 51 من السنه، على جلاس نود شفنا يعني it was a ultimate perspective انه كيف بيصير في rotation for the coins in the Bitcoin market. اللي لاحظناه بالاسبوع 51 من السنه ويك 51، الشورت تيرم هولدر، الهولدر اوف بيتكوين يلي كان محقق ارباح بشهر جولاي، يعني بشهر تموز، شفنا نحن برايس اوف بيتكوين كان 32300 دولار. 76% من الناس يلي كانت حامله البيتكوين على هيدا السعر كانت بهدف الربح وكان عندها تحقيق الربح. وقت صار البول ران من بعدها بشهر اكتوبر ونوفمبر، صار عنا 100% من الناس يلي عم تحمل البيتكوين حققت ارباحها. يلي صار من بعدها بشهر ديسمبر شهر 12 نزلت الاسعار ل 47600 دولار. معناتها نحن كنا بفرق 15000 دولار بين ديسمبر وتموز. مع انه في فرق 15000 ضلت نفس النسبة، نسبة العالم يلي حققت ارباح يلي هن 76%. اذا هيدا الشيء دليل على الروتيشن اوف كوينز in the Bitcoin market، كيف بتنتقل البيتكوين بين الايادي. حافظت على نفس النسبة 76% من البيتكوين هولدرز حققوا ارباحهم. وهيدا الشيء بيرجينا انه نحن بعدنا اني بول ماركت مود. في كتير عالم اشترت البيتكوين على توب ماركت، ولكن منضل بين كل 4 بيتكوين in circulation بالسوق 1 بيتكوين is underwater. معناتها 1 بيتكوين ناس شارينا بخسارة. فنسبة الخسارة اليوم من الأول تايم هاي للسعر اللي عنا إياه حاليا تعتبر نسبة مقبولة. الناس أو المستثمرين بعدهم عندهم إيمان إنه البيتكوين بدها تكسر حواجز أعلى من 70,000 أو من 69,000 القمة يلي وصلت لها. و Diamond Hands is still the most scenario for this year at least. الدايموند هاندز هن الناس اللي عندهم إيمان كتير كبير بالبيتكوين تكنولوجي، بالبيتكوين برايس، بمستقبل المال اجمالا. فهن اللي عم يشكلوا اليوم الكتله الاضخم من العملات الرقميه. ونهايه هالسنه بنشوف على اي مستويات بدها تسكر البيتكوين سنه 2021. وبنحكي ان شاء الله الاسبوع الجاي عن indications for next year لسنه 2022. بنرجع رودي لك، ما بعرف اذا مارلين صارت جاهزه او بعد.
Yeah, our guest will be with us shortly. She's facing some
طيب we
technical
can
issues.
continue then with the
قبل ما
news.
تكمل, let me mention again that we are enabling the competition for next week so that you guys know. راح نربح 100 USDT إذا مش أكتر بعد, بس we're starting with that. So I will be posting on the social media starting by WhatsApp after we finish the links. So stay tuned. Actually, in the end of the show, we will post them دغري على ال WhatsApp, and we will continue from there. We will see you. نحن هلا حلقة, we are episode 99. So it's a great milestone for us. Next week, we will celebrate, all of us, end of the year with episode 100 also, and then hopefully we will have some competitions for you to win. And thank you for the support, of course. That's the most important part, that we are together in this. So we cannot but be together. And we will see more how will this competition from now till next week it will go. Maybe, definitely, hopefully, we will add more spots. So please do share. That's the most important part, and that is the support that we only want from you. So Tay, راح ارجع لك الفلور, and
يلا.
we will continue until
بهيدا الاسبوع لقينا شويه بيسك نيوز، اخبار يعني مش انه اخبار عاديه، ولكن رجعنا للهاو، كيف بننقي ال NFTs، كيف بنعمل الاستثمارات اللي بدنا نعملها بالكريبتو. وكمان نقينا شويه اخبار عن الفرود بسبب احد التقارير اللي كمان حنحكي عنه. هلا اكثر الناس وقتها بدهم يشتروا او يفوتوا بمجال ال NFTs كيف بيقدروا يميزوا بين a good NFT and a bad NFT. لنبلش شو هي ال NFT. NFTs are non-fungible tokens. مثل ما احنا ما ذكرنا بشهر شباط بال 2021 Dxtalks كانت من اوائل القنوات بالعالم العربي بالشرق الاوسط عم تحكي عن ال NFTs. بتذكر كمان رودي عملنا ديمو وقتها عن الاوبن سي، كيف بيشتغل الاوبن سي. كان موضوع كتير vague for many people، ولكن اليوم هو حديث كل الصحف، حديث كل العالم. كل الناس عم تحاول تفهم شو هي ال NFTs وتفوت بهيدا المجال. مثل ما كان عم يحكي نيكو كمان، فيسبوك ما بدنا نقول سرق، ولكن اقتبس هيدي الكلمة الميتا من عالم الكريبتو ومن عالم ال NFTs. بنذكر كمان هيدي السنة أديداس دخلت بمجال ال NFTs، ونايك كمان دخلت بمجال ال NFTs، وصار في استحواذ لشركة non-fungible tokens أو creation studio for non-fungible tokens من UK. So كيف نحن نقدر نفوت بمجال ال NFTs، أو كيف نقدر نميز، خلينا نقول، بين ال NFTs as a non-fungible token. أنا التوكن اللي عندي ما بقدر كسره لجزئيات صغيرة، هو بشكل وحدة متكاملة غير قابلة للتجزئة، وبترمز لغرض معين. يمكن يكون لوحة، يمكن يكون شقفة أرض، يمكن يكون بيت، سيارة. المهم أنه مثل بعكس الذهب، هيدا التوكن له رمزية خاصة وغير قابل للتجزئة. فأنا إذا أعطيتك أو إذا أعطيتك ال NFT1 توكن، ما فيك تعطيني غير توكن محله. I need that exact same token. So تقييمنا لل NFTs اول شيء بنقيم الكوميونتي هل هي مثلا فيها بوتس، هل فيها اكتيفيتي، فيها ناس شغالين عم يجاوبوا على الاسئله، عم يساعدوا، عم يسوقوا، عم يعملوا تطوير. الكوميونتي او المجتمع هو اساس جزء ما بيتجزأ مش بس من ال NFT، من كل الكريبتو كارنسي ماركتس. وهذا الشيء اللي بيعطي اهميه للكريبتو توكنز واهميه للكريبتو كارنسيز كمان. من غير كوميونتي التوكن او الكريبتو كارنسي ما له قيمه. فكوميونيتيز ار فيري امبورتنت. نقدر نحن نشوف الاكتيفيتي تبعيت هيدي الكوميونتي على ديسكورد، على تيليجرام، على تويتر، على فيسبوك، على انستغرام، على اي مواقع او اي موقع تواصل عم يشتغلوا عليه. معظم الكوميونيتيز اليوم عم بتكون على ديسكورد. من بعد ما نشوف الكوميونتي بدنا نطلع نحن على اليوتيليتي. هل يعني استخدام هيدا ال NFT هو عم يكون فعليا بالعالم الافتراضي بس، ولا بالواقع اللي نحن كمان عايشين فيه؟ فمثلا نايك وقت استحوذت على هيدي الشركة بلندن كان عندهم ربط بين العالم الافتراضي وعالم الواقع اللي نحن فيه من خلال الاوجمانتد رياليتي، من خلال الفي ار بنقدر نشوف بعض هيدي يعني البرودكتس بين ايدينا على السمارت فون او على الفي ار. غير اليوتيليتي عندنا الاكسبوجر. يعني مثلا الكريبتو بانكس قدروا يوصلوا ل يعني اوكشن بليسز كتير مشهورين مثل سوثبي. بسبب الشهرة او الاكسبوجر يلي عم ياخذوا هيدا ال NFT عم يكون في ديماند عليه. accessibility كمان is an important part. قديش انا سهل اني اوصل لهيدا ال NFT توكن، قديش سهل اني اشتريه، قديش سهل اني بيعه، وشو هي استخدامات هيدا ال NFT. هل هو مستخدم بالفن، بالجيمينج، بالريل ستيت، فاشن؟ فكمان استخدام اليوز كيس تبعت ال NFT او the economy the NFT is being used on is important. هلا القصص اللي لازم احنا ننتبه لها، السعر، انه عم نحط يعني عم نركب السعر المضبوط على البلاتفورم. مثل ما شفنا بالاسبوع الماضي في حدا غلط بفاصله على اللابتوب ففرقت معه بين 3000 و 30000 وبين 30000 و 300000. فنحن وعم نشتغل على البلاتفورمز لازم ننتبه كيف عم نطبع. في بعض البلاتفورمز ما عندهم مثلا صفر، يعني بس بدنا نحط صفر فاصله، ما عندهم صفر، بنحط دغري نقطة والرقم من بعده لناخد decimal points. So using 0 point and point directly the digits في فرق كبير بين البلاتفورمز. الهايب كمان كتير مهمة ولازم ننتبه لها. في مشاريع بتكون already الهايب يعني طالع كتير فيها، فمش من المستحب انه نحن نشتريها وقت يكون كتير في هايب عليها. نشتري ال NFTs اول ما ينعمل لهم minting. وين بنعرف كيف بنعمل لهم minting؟ على تاني بعد ما ناخد مارلين حنفوت انه how do we spot tokens and how do we spot NFTs. اذا في اسماء كبيره ورا هول ال NFTs كمان هيدا الشيء بيساعد على انتقائنا ل the good NFT tokens. هلا في سكامز كثير بالماركت كمان لازم ننتبه من هذا الموضوع. ف الارتيكل يلي انكتبت على ميديوم بتفوت بتفاصيل اكثر عن how to spot good NFTs from bad NFTs. We will share the link مع رودي باخر السيشن. Rudy, we can take Marlene and then we'll go next على how to or where to get good tokens and good projects.
Yes, thank you, Tay. I would like to welcome Marilyne معنا اليوم. Welcome Marilyn on this platform of Dxtalks. We are extremely happy for you to join us. We've been hunting you for a while also, so I know you've been busy, but it worked. So let's have some benefit really from you in this time. I'd like you to introduce yourself. How do you introduce yourself? Because I know many people, it's a totally new space what you are doing. So first, I'd like to welcome you, and then from there on, here we go.
أول شيء ميرسي إنه استضفتوني وكتير مبسوطة إنه أنا هون معكم. بعرف إنه صار لنا فترة عم نجرب to schedule this, so I'm happy it finally happened. So كيف بدي أعرف عن حالي? This is hard. Background تبعي actually is law, and to be specific criminal law, and I've practiced law in Lebanon as well. But تعرفت على البيتكوين من قبل كم سنة، so من وقتها صرت أقول إنه بدي أشتغل على البيتكوين، وصرت شوف إنه كتير في undecisiveness و its regulatory mess regarding cryptocurrencies. So حبيت أشتغل على هالموضوع، ونشرت كمان دراسات عن الريجوليشن بالكريبتوسفير. و this year من كم شهر I started a cybersecurity PhD at University College London. It's a mixture between law and cybersecurity, and my focus is cryptocurrency exchanges and how regulation and specifically inapt and improper regulation can cause cybersecurity risks. So عم بشتغل على كيف bad regulations maybe affect and do more harm than good in the cryptocurrency sphere.
Bad regulations, how they do harm. That's usually that's not the question, but
Yeah,
I love the point
opposite.
of view. Yeah, do you mind explaining this a little bit more?
Okay, so هلا صار لي 3 أشهر تقريبا عم بشتغل for example on KYC and anti-money laundering policies, for example the FATF and the AMLD5 within the EU. So عم نشوف كيف مثلا these robust and strict regulations tailored for centralized financial institutions like the banking system اخدين عم بطبقون على ال cryptocurrency exchanges.
So they're not innovating in the business process of them. They are taking them as they are and then putting them.
Yes, exactly. In the banking system مثلا anti-money laundering and financing of terrorism policies صار لهم سنين عم بيتم تعديلهم و they are being molded onto financial systems. بس هن أخذوا regulators أخذوا these policies ومثل ما هن عم يطبقوهم على cryptocurrency exchanges, which is something really bad. Why bad? You can just wait for my research result, or I will show you later. I can't give you everything right now.
Definitely take you once your result, and then maybe you can shed some light. I believe in it, because I do digital transformation trainings, and I'm a strategist also in digital transformation. And the first thing we ask is innovation in the business plan, not innovation only in terms of a product, but you need to go back and draw all of your business process in a new way, not just adopt the same ways that you were doing. That's not called innovation. That's not the change we are looking for. So I totally believe what's happening in this space is possibly another way of replicating a very bad situation and then putting it, on a blockchain where innovation and certain things will not make you a winner.
Yeah, exactly. وفي شغلة تاني for example هذه النقطة كتير بتزعجني أنا شخصيا for the people who care for and about privacy. cryptocurrency exchanges هلا عم يجبروهم إنه يطبقوا KYC بشكل مش طبيعي. So not every cryptocurrency exchange can be entrusted with your personal information, and many of the times they get hacked and breached, and the next thing you know, your information is on the dark web. So this is something that should be really highlighted, and regulations must be more tailored on this.
I totally believe in what you're saying. Thank you. We witnessed a lot of fraud lately, and that's why one of the reasons we wanted you here.
Yeah.
If you mind sharing with us what's happening in that world, and what's the latest, if you have any numbers also to share on that space.
Yes. قبل ما نطلع كنت عم بقول لك إنه a few days ago Chainalysis أكيد الكل بيعرف مين and who is Chainalysis. They every year بيطلعوا crypto crime or something report. So تبع 2021 they haven't published it yet, but they have written a blog about what type of scams that were dominant this year. So بالأرقام بنشوف anyone can access this on their website. Let me check. It's called The Biggest Threat to Trust in Cryptocurrency is Rug Pulls Put 2021 Scam. This is the title. So بنشوف إنه based on their research that in 2021 rug pulls dominated and were the most common scams. And كمان بيفرجونا إنه the number of scams and the amounts of in dollars يعني المصاري that scammers could get away with has doubled يعني من 2020 ل 2021 the amount doubled. But again they focus mostly on rug pulls وهذا الشيء خاصة بيعود the emergence of DeFi and decentralized exchanges. In this blog كمان بيفرجونا إنه investment scams كمان they're still available. They talk about Ponzi schemes again. But the thing that actually أنا كتير لفتني نظري إنه they have, for example, they showcase إنه the lifespan of scams has shortened in a very major way. يعني في دراسات بال 2013 وال 2014 in the early days بيفرجوا إنه a single scam could last few months to a year. هلا لا إنه Chainalysis عم تفرجينا إنه بال 2021 it only spans few days or probably at most weeks. So this is something good. It shows us that scams are probably getting detected in a very fast way and people maybe في وعي أكتر. ما بعرف إذا فينا نعمم على الكل وعلى كل المناطق. بس كمان they give shout out to websites that في websites مثلا to report scams. So كل واحد بيتعرض على scam أو بيشك إنه في service that is fraudulent, you go and you report them and it becomes public.
Definitely the information is getting more, but we still see, some of the places that they are not actually working towards covering the scam, like what we saw with Binance's fund, for example. That was a very, I would call it stupid move from those companies to try to, create fraud. And we were on not one occasion, not two occasions, not three occasions talking about it, and people still did not do anything. And there was big losses and millions of dollars. In many different countries. So what is your take on that front on legal perspective? And do you have an advice of what people can do in case they fell into fraud?
Well, the biggest problem in the cryptocurrency sphere remains consumer protection. وهذا الشيء أنا يعني هدفي إنه أشتغل عليه و I hope that I would leave a good mark on it, hopefully, I don't know. بس لأنه consumer protection is really, really bad. There isn't any proper regulation on the EU. أنا بشتغل على EU regulations, not US. ما كتير يعني I know the US situation. But within the EU, the consumer protection laws lack the proper protection for cryptocurrency investors and users. هلا for example there are attempts يعني في اذكر انه مثلا هون بال UK a week ago or 2 weeks ago there is an agency that controls advertisements. So they banned few advertisements from, for example, the exchange eToro and even Papa John's Pizza لأنه كانوا عم بيعملوا دعايات مثلا إنه for gain this much and invest this much. So anyway, their advertisements were some kind of delusional or كانوا ما بيعطوا معلومات صحيحة. So there are attempts regarding consumer protection, but they are still at their infancy. So my call would be just provide better consumer protection, but it's really hard. عم نقولها هيك هلا بطريقة كتير سهلة, بس it isn't easy.
Yeah. We have a question from the audience. We would like to know your thoughts as a legal person more on the OFAC sanctions on crypto addressing holding NFT, like for example the company Chainalysis, which is an exchange, and it happened that they used to money launder the proceeds of ransomware attacks. Do you know more about this topic? First, let me ask you about this.
Honestly, no, but
maybe because I think I understand the question a bit more.
If you can elaborate, because I couldn't understand.
Chainalysis is an exchange of crypto, also on NFTs. They sell NFTs. Okay, and somebody I think bought NFTs for them, and then they were able to trace, the Americans were able to trace using OFAC that there was some money laundering, and then now the website is totally banned. How can someone protect himself from this fraud? Also, maybe it's not fraud, but maybe they fell victim to a certain thing. Maybe there was fraud in the back end.
هلا فهمت. Specifically, I mean, ما كتير بحب فوت NFTs in specific, يعني in general. I don't like to deal with them. I have my reasons, but regarding ransomware and money laundering, هلا there are numbers that show, although Bitcoin in its nature is really bad method for laundering money, everyone knows that. لأنه كل شيء is public and you can easily trace everything. But again, the central exchanges remain the main cash out gatekeepers or cash out services for ransomware or for scams. So if you want to control these, or if you want to trace criminals and prevent them from cashing out their ransomware money or their scamming money, you should control exchanges. But this is again yet challenging لأنه you have now decentralized exchanges and ما بعرف كيف they will regulate these
easy said than done.
Yeah. هلا الفاتف 2 months ago, I think they issued an updated guidance. It is obvious that إنه حاطين عيونهم على decentralized exchanges as well, بس بدنا نشوف كيف بدهم يجربوا to regulate. بس again it seems that ما كتير فهمانين الموضوع كيف يعني حتى هن ضايعين. So عم بيجربوا يركزوا أكتر على centralized exchanges in the meanwhile.
Yeah, and Marilyne, now you are in Britain, if I'm not mistaken, in London.
Yes, in London, yeah.
So what is your take now? What is the change that you have maybe witnessed in the regulation space, or in the I'm not gonna say legal, but at least a regulation space? Because I think London or Britain is working in general towards also regulating that space, and maybe the CBDCs, but they are a little bit far from reaching a scenario for to compete with the rest of the world. What is your take on that perspective?
هلا here in the UK feel central bank on a Bank of Britain or Bank of England. Bank of England. بيطلع الحاكم هون he's not much of a fan of cryptocurrencies. يعني كل جمعة أو جمعتين بيطلع بيقول إنه they're scams أو you shouldn't invest. هلا specific regulations ما في ما في بيئة تشريعية هيك إنه قانون معين. بس for example the Financial Conduct Authority, I think it's short for FCA. هن كمان هون for example they regulate how to or for example exchanges can be licensed, and how service providers in general can be licensed or can operate. يعني القصص أكثر إدارية من ما أكثر هي for تشريعية. And regarding money laundering and KYC policies كمان they implement the AMLD5 يعني مثل European countries. بس مثل ما قلت كمان من شي جمعتين 3 وكانوا مبلشين من أول السنة they started a fight towards advertisements. لأنه مثلا من شي شهر أو something بعثت لكم على الجروب على البيتكوين جروب تبع لبنان في بالتيوب underground هون بحطوا دعايات مثلا for the next dodge or أو ما بعرف شي كوين أو شي توكن مش ما حدا سمع فيه بحطوا لك تحت مثلا this is the next Bitcoin, invest now or you regret it later. So في عندهم هلا fight towards these types of advertisements بس غير هيك still nothing major.
Yeah. Unfortunate, I guess, but hopefully they will be updated somehow one day. Marilyne, one last words. What can you maybe two last words. The advice the people not to fall off as a victim in fraud, and what is your advice for people like you who wants to pursue crypto legalization and crypto, not just crypto, blockchain in general, working on the regulation space?
هلا أنا لأنه بلشت in the early days I didn't have encouragement honestly. يعني I still remember البروفيسورز أو الدكاترة بالجامعة كنت أقول لهم إنه بدي أشتغل على البيتكوين بتضحكوا علي بيقولوا لي شو عم تحكي this is internet magic money روحي focus on something else. ولهلا
Now it has changed.
Yeah, ولهلا يعني في عالم انه لانه انا هلا my PhD is interdisciplinary and actually it is in the computer science department not law faculty. فبيطلع فيه انه شو جايبك لهون. But it wasn't an easy road, but it's really exciting and it's the future. And في نقص كتير كبير بال legal personnel that understand and work in interdisciplinary area. So unfortunately there aren't any majors in Lebanon regarding إنه ما فيك تدرس cryptocurrencies أو Bitcoin بلبنان. بس luckily there are a lot of courses online and you can start من هناك يعني and it's really easy. غير هيك I don't think I have anything else to add, but it's really interesting area and I'm really happy. I know I chose this over boring legal stuff.
Yeah, I think you are in an interesting space. So that's great. Thank you. I want to really thank you for coming here and sharing your knowledge. I don't know if you have anything else to add to Marilyne on this space.
No, to be honest, Rudy, I want to thank her and thank her intervention. I think it's a nice closing for the year to have Marilyne, not only as a female talent from Lebanon, but Marilyne has been a very active member of the Bitcoin community in Lebanon. So thank you for your activity. Thank you for giving us confidence on the legal side of Bitcoin. We've been honored to have you in Lebanon. We're sad that you left for London. Inshallah, you will come back and help us in putting not bad regulations, but good regulations in Lebanon. And I totally agree with you that Bitcoin is the worst tool that anyone can use to money launder. So if there is someone considering to use Bitcoin in money laundering, watching us at Dxtalks, take it from the expert, not from Rudy, not from me, but from Marilyne, that it's a very, very bad tool to use to do illicit activities. Our session today as well is dedicated to you and to your work. and this is why we covered most of the big scams that happened in crypto in this Dxtalks session. So thank you again for your work, and hopefully we'll see you back again in Lebanon soon.
Thank you so much.
Hopefully we see you here again soon after the report. Maybe it is published, and maybe also after your PhD is finalized. Hopefully, once it's you become a full PhD, that way we can share with us your findings also about what was the outcome.
هلا there's no need إنه ننطر 4 سنين يعني once a paper gets published by next year you can have it.
To secure to have you again.
Okay. No need to wait for years. We'll publish something very soon. I'll let you know.
Thank you. One last word, Marilyne, before we continue.
To everyone considering a career in cryptocurrencies, just go for it. I don't have something else to say. I was very يعني كل العالم حوالي قالوا لي إنه شو عم تعملي, and personally, if I stayed within the boring legal space, probably I wouldn't have gotten 2 scholarships into a top 10 rated university. So because of my work on cryptocurrencies, I'm here and I'm doing what I love. So if you have the thought, just pursue it.
If you have the passion also.
Yeah, the passion.
Thank you. Marilyne, we really like to thank you in my name, Tay and Dxtalks, and hopefully we'll see you soon. And good luck for your long journey. I know you will make it because you're one of the talents that really put, once they have their head on something, they will do it. We want to thank you again and all the best, and good luck from all of the teams.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, that's another excellent talent in the space of cryptos, blockchain, and legal space. Tay, the floor is yours again. ما عم بسمعك تاي.
Sorry, I was on mute. So where we stopped was وقفنا عند كلمة كل العالم بيسمعوها بعالم الكريبتو كارنسيز يلي هي ديور. ديور DYOR or DYR. Do your own research. Do your own research. عادة بنكون نحن على الواتساب جروبس أو على التليجرام جروب أو على أي موقع تواصل بنشوف كلمة DYOR. لفظة ديور هي مختصر ل do your own research أو أعمل بحثك الخاص. أي حدا بتسأله أو بنسأله أنا كيف في أعرف أي عملة منيحة بشتريها بأي وقت بشتريها, دغري الجواب بيكون DYOR or DYOR do your own research. فكيف بنعمل البحث تبعنا؟ في ارتكل على ميديوم فصلت كيف الواحد بيقدر يعمل البحث تبعه على الكريبتو كارنسيز. اول شيء لازم يكون يعني لازم نروح على موقع كل الكريبتو كارنسيز موجوده بقلبه, وكل عمله بيكون فيه شرح مفصل شو اسمها, قد ايه حجمها, الموقع تبعها, على اي بلوك تشين انطرحت, شو سعرها, قديش كان اوطى شيء سعرها, قديش كان اعلى شيء سعرها. فكل هيدي المعلومات بناخذها يا من كوين ماركت كاب او من كوين جيكو. الموقع المفضل عندي انا شخصيا هو كوين جيكو, لانه بعده الموقع تحت المؤسسين تبعوله ومنبع لجهة تانية. كوين ماركت كاب بعد تأسيسه انباع لباينانس بمبلغ بفوق قيمة $100 مليون. ليش؟ مع انه الموقع هو مجاني وما عليه اي خدمات انه الواحد يسجل عليها ويستفيد منها, ولكن الدعايات يلي تتسجل على هيدي المواقع بيندفع فيها مبالغ طائلة لأنه عليها عدد زوار كبير. فكوين جاكو مؤسسينه بعضهم هن أصحاب هيدا الموقع، والأثكس تبعولهم أفضل من كوين ماركت كاب يلي اشترته باينانس. فكوين جاكو هو الموقع اللي أنا بروح عليه وبتطلع مثلا على أي كوين بدي اشتريها وبشوف السعر، بشوف الماركت كاب قديه حجمها، كم عملة مطروح منها، قديه كان سعرها بأوطى مرحلة، قديه كان سعرها بأعلى مرحلة، وهيك معلومات. غير كوين جاكو عندنا كمان لونر كراش. لونر كراش بياخد السوشيال ميديا اكتيفيتي تبعول العملات. السوشيال ميديا اكتيفيتي مهمة لأنه مثل ما ذكرنا من شوي المجتمعات هي جزء كتير مهم من عالم الكريبتوكارنسيز، وهي جزء بيدعم اقتصاد الكريبتوكارنسيز لأنه في ناس عم تبيع وتشتري. فكل ما كان المجتمع أكبر كل ما كانت كمية هيدي الناس اللي عم تبيع وتشتري أكبر، وبالتالي في كمية أكبر من يعني من حجم التداول. غير لونر كراش عندنا كمان اكيد داب ريدار بيعطينا قديش في عدد مستخدمين حقيقي عم يستخدموا الديسنترلايزد ابس او الويب 3 ابس، وبنقدر نشوف حركة الاسعار وشو العالم على شو عم يحكوا بالتحديد عن اي منصة، عن اي عملة، وارقام عن التداول. ولكن هيدا الموقع مخصص اكثر للديسنترلايزد ابليكيشنز او الدابس. اكيد سوشيال ميديا اكاونتس، في تويتر اكاونتس مثل كارديمون، مثل دافنشي، مثل مثلا ويلي وو، في كتير حتى من المحللين تون فيز، ناس بعمل لهم فولو على تويتر وبصير بيلحقوا تحركات الاسعار يلي هول السوشيال ميديا اكاونتس عم يعملوا دعايات لها. هلا اكيد مش كل شيء بيقولوه هن مزبوط 100%، بالنهايه هيدي اراء لبعض الناس. كمان عنا جلاس نود يلي بنقدر ناخذ منه الاون تشين داتا. نحن طوال السنه اعتمدنا على جلاس نود ل نفسر تحركات اسعار البيتكوين ونفهم تحركات المحافظ كمان، كيف عم تفوت الاموال على المنصات المركزيه وكيف عم تخرج من المنصات المركزيه وتتوزع على المحافظ، ونعرف قديش في يعني حركه للبيتكوين من الاول تايم هاي للاول تايم لو، عم نحكي اكيد عن سنه 2021. فجلاس نود جزء كمان كتير مهم مشان نعرف المايننج هاشينج باور، نمبر اوف نودز، نمبر اوف ترانزاكشنز، ممبول. كثير من الداتا بنقدر ناخذها من الاون تشين اناليتكس. دو يور اون ريسيرش، كمان لازم نقرا ورقه البحث تبع كل مشروع. اذا نحن ما عندنا خبره بفحص السوفت وير او الكود، نقدر يعني نستشير حدا من قلب من الناس اللي بنعرفها انه شو رايكم بهيدا السوفت وير اللي انكتب او هيدا الكود يلي مكتوب، هل هو فعليا منسوخ من مشروع تاني، هل هو فورك من مشروع تاني، او هو مجرد اسطر ما له اي قيمه. كتير من المشاريع اللي بيكون فيها سكامز ما عندهم اي بنيه تحتيه، ما عندهم اي انفراستراكشر، لانه هيدي بدها استثمار. فاذا في بعض السكامز بتصير بنسميها نحن بيج بوتشرينج، حنحكي عنها باخر النشره شو هي البيج بوتشرينج or one of the newest scams اللي عم نشوفها in the crypto markets. بننتقل من how to do your own research لموضوع ذكرته مارلين. 7.7 مليار دولار بسنة 2021 حسب Chainalysis. هو كان رقم النصب يلي صار بالكريبتو هيدي السنة 7.7 مليار دولار، رقم كتير كبير بعالم الكريبتو، وقمة جديدة سجلها الكريبتو، ولكن هالمرة مش قمة بالأسعار، قمة بعمليات النصب اللي صارت وحجم الأموال يلي ضاع من المستثمرين. باينانس فاند وحده منهم كانت بلبنان، سكويد جيمز كمان شفناها كذا مره بداكستوكس، حضرنا الفيديو كيف طلعت لمستوى خيالي وبعدين صار سعرها صفر، لانه الناس يلي ورا هيدي الكريبتو كارنسيز هن سرقوا المصاري. اكيد بوجود اليوم الديفاي سبيس، الديسنترلايزد فاينانس، الديسنترلايزد اكسشينجز، عمليات النصب بتكتر، لانه ما في رقابه ماليه وما في ضوابط وما في حمايه للمستهلك، ما في مؤسسه مركزيه عم تقدر تحط يعني ضوابط على دخول وخروج رؤوس الاموال. هل هيدا الشيء جيد؟ برايي لا. ما لازم يكون في، نحن عنا مثل ما ذكرت مارلين ضوابط تشبه التراديشنال فاينانس. الكريبتو كارنسي فرود او عمليات النصب بالكريبتو كارنسيز بنقدر نتفاداها بشويه تعليم، شويه education، افضل ما انه نحن نحرم شريحه كبيره من الناس من الدخول على عالم الكريبتو كارنسيز بوضع ضوابط هي نفسها هيدي الضوابط يلي خلت الناس تبعد عن البنوك وعن القطاع المصرفي، ونقلص عدد الشمول المالي. بوجود الكريبتو كارنسيز بنقدر نحصل عليه اذا انترك هيدا المجال مفتوح للجميع دخول والخروج منه. ف تقرير Chainalysis بنطلع عليه اخر السنه، وهلا هن عم يقولوا revenues from cryptocurrency scams. يعني كلمة revenue يمكن منا صائبة وغير منا بمحلها، لأنه عم تسوق لفكرة إنه الكريبتو كارنسي هي مجرد يعني طريقة لتسهيل النصب وما لها أي غير استخدام تاني. من أخبار النصب والفرود إن كريبتو كارنسيز نقينا اليوم نحن 3 أخبار، واحد منهم قديم ولكن في تطورات جديدة حصلت، واثنين منهم صاروا بهيدا الأسبوع. في موظف بشركة سوني للتأمين، مش سوني تبعية الميديا، سوني للتأمين، اختلس 154 مليار دولار من الشركة وحولهم على منصة بأمريكا واشترى فيهم عملات رقمية. قيمة هيدي العملات الرقمية طلعت من 154 مليون ل 180 مليون، ولكن بما انه هو مثل ما ذكرنا يعني قبل شوي اللي بده يعمل عمليات نصب وبده يعمل عمليات تبييض اموال ما لازم يستخدم الكريبتو كارنسي، وخاصة ما لازم يتركها على منصات مركزية. فالاخ الكريم عمل عملية النصب تبعيته، بدل ما يحطهم بنون كاستوديال والت او يحطهم بمحفظة خاصة تبعيته تركهم على الاكسشينج. فاجا قرار من الاف بي اي بمصادرة هيدي الاموال وتم تحويله للمحاكمة والقضاء، وهلا عم يصير في مناقشات مع هيدي المنصة يلي عليها هاي المصاري ليتم ترجيع الاموال لشركة سوني للتأمين. الخبر الثاني يلي عنا اياه يوم نكست بداكستوكس هو شيء نحن كمان غطيناه من قبل، عن الشاب الكندي يلي سافر على الهند هو وزوجته وتوفى فجأة، وبعد وفاته بشهر اعلنوا للشركة يلي هو بديرها او شركة الكريبتو كارنسيز يلي بديرها انه الشخص توفى، انه صاحب المنصة توفى ومعه المفاتيح او معه المصاري يلي على هيدي المنصة. هيدي الاكسشينج كندية، تأسست بين شخصين. أول شخص اسمه جيرالد كوتن. جيرالد كوتن كان من يعني أشهر الناس بكندا بعد فيتاليك بيوترين، و كان عنده كريبتو كارنسي اكسشينج بيقول للناس فيه اعطونا الفيات كارنسيز تبعيتكم ونحن بنعطيكم بيتكوين. سافر على الهند بإجازة وفجأة توفى، طلع شهادة وفاة. المبلغ اللي عم نحكي عنه 275 مليون دولار بوقتها بال 2016. معناتها اليوم هيدا المبلغ بفوق قيمته المليار دولار. وحيصير في فيلم على ديسكفري بلس بيحكي عن هيدي القصة. أحد الناس يلي انخدعوا بهيدي المنصة كان حاطط 400 ألف دولار يلي هن مثل ما بيقولوا جنى عمره بالبيتكوين، وما بما أنه ما معه المفاتيح الخاصة معناتها هيدا البيتكوين بطل له وصار لجيرالد كوتن.
قبل ما تكمل هيدا النيوز، سوري فكرت بدك تنتقل اخر نيوز، بس قبل ما تكمل انا حطيت اللينكات على الشات وعلى الواتساب جروب. اذا انتم منكن بالواتساب جروب بليز جوين
بيرفكت
to win هالكومبيتيشن لنكست ويك، يعني to support us كمان اكثر. رح احط لك اللينك على هيدا. we will be celebrating next week. رح تكون حلقة هيك فيها بس فن بعتقد، وشوية أخبار هاي ليفل، بس ماشي مثل نحن العادي. try to celebrate maybe end of a year كلنا مع بعض and then try to win كلنا مع بعض. So حضوركم will be much appreciated and hopefully we'll see you next week. تاي أنا راح أعطيك الخبر على الآخر وأنت تنهي هالحلقة كمان of Dxtalks.
Thank you. فجيرالد كوتن بيملك شقق سكنية بكندا، بيملك طيارات خاصة، بيملك يخوت، بيملك سيارات. الزلمة حسب بعض يعني مثل ما بيقولوا دي تشاتر انه زور شهادة الوفاة تبعيته هو قاعد بأحد الجزر وعم يتمتع بمصريات العالم. يعني في نظريات كتير عن هيدا الموضوع، وإن شاء الله الفيلم اللي حيطلع على ديسكفري بلس يقدر يعطي شوية أجوبة للعالم يلي خسرت مصرياتها بهيدي المنصة. الخبر الأخير معنا لليوم وكمان سكام من أمريكا، شيء اسمه pig butchering أو ذبح الخنزير. ليش سموها pig butchering؟ لأنه هيدي السكام قائمة على تربية الزباين مثل ما بيربوا المواشي، وبس يصير وقتها جاهز للذبح بيذبحوها. الخدعة بتبلش من مواقع التواصل، dating apps مثل تندر، بامبل، نيمت. على هيدي المواقع بيصير مثلا شاب أو امرأة عم تحكي مع شخص تاني وعم تقول له أنا بمجال العملات الرقمية وحققت أرباح هائلة. المواقع بتكون مضبوطة، بيصير في استثمار ببنية تحتية، بيصير في استثمار لإنشاء أبليكيشن، لإنشاء موقع، لإنشاء ورقة بحث. كل شيء بيكون على بأدق التفاصيل مضبوط، وبيصير في عمليات تريدينج. كل ما العميل بيحط مصاري، كل ما يشوف انه عم يحقق ارباح، كل ما بيصير يحط مصاري اكثر. بيوصل لمرحله بيكون حاطط 500,000 600,000 دولار. بالكيس يلي شفناها من امريكا حط 1,600,000 دولار. كمان هيدا الشاب حط جنى عمره، هو محامي ومطور كمان برامج. ف بحكم شغله ووظيفته ما قدر يكشف الخدعة، ومثل ما بنقول بالدارج بليلة ما فيها ضوء قمر تسكر الموقع وطاروا المصاري. بيج بوتشرينج عم نشوفه كتير عم ينتقل هلأ بين دول العالم. بأوروبا كمان في كتير مواقع عم تفتح، عم تدعي العالم أنها تستثمر، وعم تكون عملية تربية الزبائن أو تربية يعني يجهزوا الذبيحة، عم تكون فترة طويلة. فشفنا بجنوب أمريكا $2,000,000 أخوين عمرهم بين 24 ل 26 سنة. هول الأخوين كانوا عم يشتغلوا لمدة 2 عم ياخدوا مصاري من العالم ويعملوا الكريبتو كارنسي انفستمنت. فعليا كان في أرباح، كان في باي اوتس، وكل ما يطلع سعر البيتكوين كانوا عم يرجعوا للعالم الاستثمار. ولكن بمرحلة شافوا عندهم $2,000,000,000 سكروا الموقع وسحبوا المصاري وطاروا. بهيدا الخبر نحن اليوم بننهي داكستوكس. بنتمنى عيد ميلاد مجيد لكل الناس اللي عم تحتفل فيه. ميري كريسمس فور everyone. next week الأسبوع الجاي حنكون معكم بآخر حلقة لهيدي السنة. ما حنحط أخبار للأسبوع الماضي، أنا ححضر شوية أهم أحداث صارت بهيدي السنة ومنبني عليها لتوقعات السنة الجاية. سنة 2022 يمكن تكون من أهم السنين بعالم الكريبتو كارنسيز. السبب اللي عم نذكر هيدا الخبر فيه هلأ لأنه الريجوليشن السنة الجاية هو محور كل الأخبار وكل التحليلات. غير الريجوليشن الليجل تندرز، يعني تبني العملات الرقمية من بعض الدول مثل باراغواي، مثل كولومبيا، مثل كوبا، تونس، وبعض البلدان العربية اللي عم تفكر كمان بتبني البيتكوين كعملة وطنية محلية. منكون نحن كمان فايتين على نص الطريق للنيو هافينج بال2024. البيتكوين اي تي افس، ايثيريوم اي تي افس. ايثيريوم بده ينتقل من البروف اوف وورك للبروف اوف ستيك. هل هيدا الشيء حيحصل سنة 2022؟ مثل ما ذكرنا اليوم بولكا دوت انتهت من مشروع 5 سنين لتحضير البنية التحتية تبعيت بولكا دوت ودخولهم لعالم ودخول عالم الباراتشينز اليوم على الكريبتو كارنسيز. فعنا تطورات جدا مهمة حصلت هيدي السنة بدنا نبني عليها آفاق للسنة الجديدة. So تابعونا next week and again نتمنى عيد ميلاد مجيد للجميع and see you on the last week of 2021 next Wednesday الساعة 5:30 بتوقيت أوروبا، بتوقيت هولندا الساعة 6:30 بتوقيت بيروت. تصبحوا على خير.